Your home isn't cluttered. It's carrying weight it was never meant to hold. There's a reason you walk into a Japanese home and immediately feel something shift inside your chest. And it's not about the furniture. Today I'm going to show you exactly what Japanese homes do differently. Now we begin. We'll begin at the door. Literally. Because in Japan, the home begins before you even step inside. The genkan is the entryway. Every Japanese home has one. It's a small sunken threshold, usually tile or stone, just inside the front door, where shoes come off before you step up into the living space. Americans have doormats. Japan has a ritual, and that difference is everything. The genkan isn't just about keeping floors clean. It's a psychological boundary. You cross that threshold and you physically step up, out of the outside world and into something protected. Something intentional. You leave the stress of the street at the door, literally. In most American homes, the outside world walks all the way in. Shoes on carpet, the commute in the kitchen, the office energy in the bedroom. The genkan refuses that. It holds the line. And that boundary is one of the first reasons a Japanese home feels different the moment you enter it. Now step inside and look at the walls. Here's something that stops most Western visitors cold. Japanese homes are quiet on the walls. Quiet. A single scroll. One piece of art. Sometimes nothing at all in a room, and this comes from a concept called ma. It translates loosely as negative space, but that translation doesn't quite do it justice. Ma is the idea that empty space is an absence. It's presence. It's breathing room. It's where your eye rests and your nervous system exhales. When every wall has something on it, your brain is processing constantly. Every frame, every print, every shelf of decorative objects is visual information your mind has to handle. You don't notice one hit, but all day long it adds up. Japanese interior philosophy understands this deeply. A room with one carefully chosen object on the wall isn't sparse. It's generous. It's giving your mind somewhere to rest. That's ma. And once you feel it, you'll see your own walls differently. Let's talk about light. Natural light in Japan isn't treated as a bonus feature. It's the design itself. Shoji screens, those beautiful paper panel dividers you've seen, aren't decorative. They're functional tools for moving and softening daylight through a space. Diffused, filtered light does the opposite. It wraps a room in something warm, something calm. In most American homes, you've got bright overhead lighting and heavy curtains that either let full sun in or block it entirely. Japanese design lives in that middle, the in-between, the soft, and your nervous system responds to light quality more than you realize. Filtered morning light coming through a rice paper panel feels completely different from a fluorescent fixture overhead. One tells your body to ease in, the other just turns the room on. That's a real difference, a physiological one. Now let's go to the floor. In Japan, you live on the floor. Not entirely, but much more than in the West. Tatami mats, floor cushions, low tables. The whole relationship with vertical space is different. And there's a psychological reason this matters. When you sit on the floor, your center of gravity drops. Your body lowers. Your breath deepens. Research on posture and stress levels consistently shows that floor-level sitting activates a calmer physiological state than perching upright in a chair. Japanese homes weren't designed this way by accident. The floor is where family gathers, where meals happen, where conversation slows down and goes somewhere real. Western homes stack life vertically: sofa, chair, bar stool, bed frame. Everything elevated. Everything at a height that keeps you alert, ready to move. Japanese homes pull you down. They ask you to settle, to stay. And that simple shift in physical relationship to a room changes everything about how it feels to be in one. Here's the one that surprises people most. Japanese homes are rarely fully furnished. Walk into a traditional Japanese bedroom and you might see a futon on the floor, a low chest, and nothing else. No massive bed frame, no dresser, no nightstand piled with books and chargers and old receipts. And this isn't poverty. It's not lack of options. It's a philosophy called danshari. The word combines three ideas: refusing what you don't need, releasing what you already have, separating yourself from the attachment to objects entirely. Danshari isn't just decluttering. Americans declutter. They fill a bin bag, drop it at a donation center, and fill the space back up within a year. Danshari is a different relationship with things altogether. The question isn't whether you have space for something. The question is whether that object is serving your life right now, today, as you actually live it. The life you're planning to live. The life you're actually in. And when you filter every object through that lens, most of them don't make it. Let's open the kitchen because this is where it really gets interesting. Japanese kitchens are small by American standards, very small, and they produce some of the most precise, nourishing food in the world. The smallness is intentional. When your kitchen is compact, every item in it has to earn its place. You can't accumulate. There's no room for the bread maker you used twice, the fondue set still in the box, the 12 different spatulas. Japanese kitchen philosophy operates on Ichiju Sansai, one soup, three sides, a meal structure that's been in place for centuries. And that structure shapes how the kitchen is stocked. Fresh ingredients come in regularly. Expired or forgotten items don't quietly pile up in the back of the pantry. The kitchen stays alive because it's used for living, not storing. And a kitchen that smells like fresh rice and miso is a completely different room than one that smells like old takeout containers stacked beside the stove. Now let's talk about scent. This is one most people never think about when they describe a Japanese home. But walk into one and you'll notice it before anything visual registers. There's a clean smell, something subtle, often cedar or a light incense, or simply nothing at all. In Japan, the idea that a home should have a strong artificial fragrance is unusual. Plug-in air fresheners, heavy candles, synthetic sprays that mask rather than eliminate. Japanese cleaning culture targets the source. If something smells, you deal with the cause. Ventilation is taken seriously. Windows open in the morning. Bathrooms are cleaned with deliberate frequency. Shoes stay at the door, so foot smell never travels into living spaces. A neutral, clean scent keeps that channel quiet. A home full of competing artificial smells keeps it working overtime. Let's go to the bathroom, because in Japan, this room is unlike anything in the West. The toilet is almost always in a completely separate room from the bathing area. Not combined, separate. And the bathtub isn't for washing. You shower before you get in. You wash your body at the shower area first, completely clean, and then you soak in the bath. The bath is for resting. Just resting. The water stays hot, stays clean, and the whole family can use it. It changes the psychological meaning of the bath entirely. In an American home, a bath is something you do when you want to unwind, but you're also aware you're soaking in your own rinse water, and the toilet is right there, and your phone is on the edge of the tub. In Japan, the bath is a ritual, a clear one, a separate space for a separate purpose. That separation of function is a design principle that runs through the whole Japanese home. Every room knows what it's for, and when rooms know what they're for, you know what you're doing in them. Here's something that took researchers a while to put words to. Japanese homes feel peaceful partly because of how sound is managed, not with soundproofing, but with surface choices. Tatami mats absorb sound. Shoji screens diffuse it. Minimal hard furniture means less echo. Fewer objects means fewer surfaces for noise to bounce between. American homes are increasingly hard. Hardwood floors everywhere, high ceilings, open concept layouts that look stunning in photos and sound chaotic in real life. You can hear every conversation, every appliance, every footstep from the other end of the house. Japanese residential architecture isn't accidentally quiet. It's built to be. The acoustic texture of a home affects your nervous system the same way visual clutter does. You absorb it without knowing it's happening. Soft surfaces, quiet rooms, these aren't aesthetic preferences, they're physiological ones. Now I want to talk about wabi-sabi because this is the philosophy that underpins almost everything. Wabi-sabi is the acceptance of imperfection and impermanence. It sounds simple. In practice, it means choosing a handmade ceramic cup with a slight irregularity over a machine-perfect one. It means appreciating a wooden table that shows its age rather than replacing it with something pristine. It means understanding that nothing lasts and finding that fact beautiful rather than troubling. Western home design chases perfection. Matching sets, spotless surfaces, the newest version. And when things show wear, they feel like failures. In a wabi-sabi home, worn things feel honest. They feel lived in. They feel true. And that difference in how you relate to your own objects changes the emotional texture of an entire home. A wabi-sabi space doesn't demand anything of you. It doesn't ask you to keep it looking perfect. It just asks you to be present in it. Let's look at how Japanese homes handle objects on display. Because there's a practice that changes everything. It's called tokonoma. The tokonoma is a small alcove in a traditional Japanese room, usually in the main living space, where one single item is displayed. One scroll, one ceramic piece, one branch of seasonal flowers, just one. And the object changes with the season. It's a rotating meditation. The idea is that when you display one thing, you actually see it. When you display 50 things, you see nothing. You've just created visual static. Every time you look at that alcove, your brain takes in that one object fully. You notice it. You appreciate it. Compare that to a shelf packed with souvenirs, photo frames, little decorative figures, candles at various stages of burning down. Your eye skips across all of it and registers none of it. The tokonoma teaches restraint. One thing, seen fully, is worth more than 30 things seen partially. Here's the piece that surprises people most when they really look at it. Japanese homes don't separate inside life from nature. They bring nature in, not as decoration, as presence. A single branch from a tree outside, a stone placed near the entry, a small arrangement of seasonal flowers that reflects exactly where the year is right now. This practice is called ikebana when it involves flowers, but the philosophy is broader. The idea is that your home should be in conversation with the season. In winter, your home should feel like winter, not in a cold, bleak way, in a quiet, inward way. In spring, it should feel like something waking up. American homes are seasonless. Temperature-controlled, same furniture, same decor. You could be in July or December, and the inside of the house would look identical. Japanese homes notice time passing. They mark it with small, intentional gestures. And that awareness of time and season keeps you grounded in the present moment, rather than floating in an eternal, climate-controlled now. Let's talk about what happens before sleep, because the Japanese approach to the bedroom is radically different from what most Americans are used to. The futon is rolled out at night and put away in the morning. The bedroom becomes another room during the day, not a place you wander back to, lie down in the middle of the afternoon, leave your phone charging on a pillow. A place with a purpose, active when that purpose is active, stored away when it's done. American bedrooms are often the most chaotic rooms in the house. Laundry on the chair, work laptop on the bed, television on the wall. Your brain associates the bedroom with every activity that happens there. Work, entertainment, stress, scrolling. Then you expect it to also mean sleep. Japan keeps the function clear. The futon goes down, the room becomes a sleeping space. The futon goes away, and the room breathes again. That clarity of purpose is something your nervous system actually responds to. Now let's go somewhere most design conversations skip entirely: the social dimension of a peaceful home. In Japan, the home is protected from intrusion in a way that Western homes are not. Work does not follow you home in the same way. The concept of the home as a place of restoration is taken seriously enough to be defended. You remove your shoes at the door. You don't take calls in shared spaces. You don't eat while walking through a room. These small behavioral rules create an atmosphere of intentionality throughout the whole space. Every person in the home is participating in maintaining that peace. It's not one person's job to keep things tidy while everyone else generates chaos. The home functions as a shared agreement, and that shared agreement is what allows it to stay calm, even with a family living in it. Peace isn't a state you achieve once. It's something you maintain together, quietly, through small daily choices. Here's the final layer, and it's the one that connects everything else. In Japanese culture, the home is seen as an extension of the self, not a backdrop to your life, not a storage unit for your belongings, an expression of your internal state. The Japanese term for this is difficult to translate exactly, but it sits close to the idea that outer order creates inner order. When your home is calm, your mind is calmer. When your home is cluttered, your mind carries that weight. This isn't just philosophy. Studies on environment and cognition consistently show that visual disorder increases cortisol levels and reduces the brain's ability to focus. The Japanese figured this out centuries ago without needing a study. They built it into the architecture, into the daily rituals, into the way a house is cleaned, organized, and lived in from generation to generation. The home isn't passive. It's always talking to you. And here is the thing that most Western design culture misses entirely. A peaceful home isn't a design project. It's a practice. You don't achieve it by buying the right furniture or choosing the right paint color. You achieve it by deciding, repeatedly, what your home is for and what it isn't for. Every object you bring in is a vote. Every habit you allow is a vote. Every surface you leave clear is a vote. Japanese homes feel peaceful because the people inside them have been making those votes in the same direction for a very long time. The philosophy comes first. The aesthetic follows. It was never about the look. It was always about the intention behind it. The simple Japanese home reset isn't a list of items to throw away. It's one question asked about everything. Does this belong to the life I'm actually living right now? The one happening today? Walk through your home and ask it room by room: the genkun, the kitchen, the bedroom, the walls. Ask it about every object on every surface. You'll feel the answer before you even think it. Your body already knows what the home is carrying. Japan just built a culture around listening to that feeling and doing something about it. That's why every Japanese home feels so peaceful. Not because they have less, because everything that's there